Okay, so let's talk about Bitmine, BMNR, ETH, and what's going on in the market today. So we had some ISM data that was released today. And so the ISM manufacturing data, it came out well above what was expected. I'm going to explain what the data was, what came out, what was expected, and why this is seen as a bullish signal for risk on assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, different cryptos. And then I'm going to give you my overall take on what's going on in the market right now, whether we're in a bear market, whether we're in the beginning of a bull market, the end of a bear market, like what's going on. And of course, none of this is financial advice. All of this is just my opinion. Do your own due diligence. Do not take, do not make investment moves based off of what some guy in his car on YouTube is saying. Do your own research. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, so the ISM manufacturing data for today, I have this written down. So I could remember and report it correctly to you. It came in today at 52.6%. So if you don't know what the ISM data is, it's basically, think of it like an index where the ISM, they basically sent out a survey to, I think it's like 300 different manufacturing companies. I might be off on that number, but it's somewhere around that. And they survey for, they want to know, okay, what's their backlog? What do their orders look like? What's their inventory like? What is their what about like their pricing? Are they able to increase their prices? Are their prices decreasing? I think there's 11 different things that they survey, might be more than that, and they come out with this index number. And so, what 50% even means is it means neutral. This number is to try to see if the economy, as far as the manufacturing sector of the economy, is growing, if it's expanding, or if it's contracting. And a number above 50 means that it's expanding. And how far away the number is from 50 tells you the degree of expansion. So, and if the number is below 50, that means that it's contracting. And how far it is below 50, like let's say that it came in at 30%, that means we're in a hard contraction, right? If it's like at 49.5%, that means it's contracting, but just a little bit. It's almost neutral. So now that we understand what this number means, let's talk about what the market expected the ISM to be today when it was released. The market expected it to be 48.5%, which would have still been an improvement because guess what? In December, the ISM was at 47.9%. So the market expected the manufacturing sector of the economy to still be in a contraction, but just a slight like less contraction, like more towards neutral. And instead, we got 52.6. So we went from contraction to expansion in the last month. This is the highest reading that the ISM has had since August of 2022. And why is this important in the first place? So there is a correlation, and you can look this up just by looking at any charts. I don't have a computer to screen share with you while I'm in my car, but you can just look at the charts. You can get on Grok or get on Chat GPT and ask, hey, what's the correlation between risk on assets and the ISM? And it will pull all the data and it will show you. Um, so usually when the ISM spikes above 50, especially if it maintains above 50, especially if it maintains, you see a higher appetite for risk on assets. That means more buying pressure, which means higher prices. Think about it like this. Uh, all the investors get news that, hey, the economy and the manufacturing sector of the economy is expanding, which means that companies are going to report more revenue, more profits, better earnings. And so all of a sudden, this kind of soothes investors' temperaments, and they're like, okay, well, I can put some money into riskier assets because things are expanding, and they don't feel like they need to hold all their assets in cash or in bonds or in like a safe harbor place, and and so that extra buying pressure leads to higher prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and I think it's really funny that over the last week the market has dipped drastically, right? Gold plummeted like somewhere around 20%. Silver, same thing. Um, and also over the weekend, we had a huge liquidation event in crypto. And so this is the way that I'm thinking about this. Like, I didn't have money in gold, but if I did and I saw that gold was starting to drop, I would want to take my profits before it drops too much, right? Let's say that I've been in gold for a couple of years, right, and it finally had this like parabolic run that it had over the last year, and then I see it starting to drop. Well, I'm gonna want to sell, take my profits, and as soon as I sell, look what I see. I see Bitcoin at 75,000. I see Ethereum at 2,200. I'm like, these are excellent buying prices. Wow. And then I get data that the ISM is above 50 at the same time. Well, I'm going to take those profits. I'm going to roll them straight into risk on assets. I'm going to take them out of the safe harbor assets like gold and SLV, and I'm going to put them into risk on. And I didn't have money in gold and silver, but if I did, that's what I would be doing. And so I think that this may lead to maybe the start of a bull run. It wasn't until I got this ISM data that I thought yesterday I was thinking, okay, we're probably just in a crypto bear market. The 4-year cycle people were right. We had our top at 125,000 back in October, like the first week of October. Then the October 10th crash and liquidation event happened, and we've just been going down and down and down ever since. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, strategy, BMNR, um, and but October, that's we have November, December, January. It's been 3-4 months since then. um Almost 4 months. It'll be 4 months in like a week. And this could have just been a really quick bear market where we had a bear market, everything contracted like 40%, 50%. I think Bitcoin contracted 40, Ethereum uh contracted like 50%, if not a little bit more. um and BMNR contracted the same, um, if not more, depending on when you're looking at the top for BMNR. And the best time to buy assets is when they are way undervalued and super cheap, right? And I think that what's happening now, we still have some things that are really shaking investors' confidence in their certainty in the market, especially when it comes to crypto and leverage crypto plays like Bitmine and strategy, and that's the Clarity Act. Who knows when that's going to get passed, right? We have the uh, the new Fed chair that was nominated, and we don't know. Like, okay, the new Fed chair, I forgot his name. It's Kevin something. It's not Kevin Hassett, who everybody thought it was going to be. It's Kevin something or another. I don't have that written down, so sue me. I don't. I'm not 1,000% prepared for this, but um, so there is some uncertainty around if this guy is going to be hawkish or if he's going to be dovish. He's or if he's going to be like truly independent from um, Trump and his cabinet, because he's been hawkish in the past. And so investor sentiment is still kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. And I think once these things start to get cleared up, of course, we also have the government shutdown right now. Who knows how long that's going to last? These are like all uncertainties that are going on, stuff with Iran, and but fundamentals are still bullish, but sentiment is down. And I think that as soon as we get some more clarity, pun intended, around the Clarity Act and these other things, we're going to start to see an increased appetite for risk on assets. Now, am I 100% certain that these things are going to be resolved quickly? No, I'm not. I don't know. Like, I think that if they are resolved quickly, and next month we also see ISM above 50, maybe even expanding more. An ISM that's above 52.6%, then I think that that could be the ignition, um, the spark that ignites the bull run that everyone said isn't supposed to happen, right? Um, and conversely, I think that if ISM data comes out, the PMI data comes out next month, and it drops, even if it's still in an expanding territory, but it drops below what it reported at today, or if it's at 50 neutral, uh, especially if it's in contraction mode. If it goes into contraction mode below 50, and then we still don't have resolution and increased investor sentiment uh, around the new Fed chair, around things that are going on with Iran, and geopolitical events that are happening with other countries. The Clarity Act still stalled. No information on that. This could lead to, dare I say, a bear market. It can go either way. I'm not one of these guys that's going to say, hey, this is what's going to happen. I know that long term, over the next 5 years, my investment in Bitmine immersion, just to let you guys know, like I do have stock. I have like 525 shares, and I have a long term like call option that I bought that expires January of 2027. Um, so I think that long term, it's still going to be a great investment. I just expect a lot of chop. I expect bear markets. As well as bull markets. And when I notice that things are significantly bearish, then I want to buy more. I almost bought 250 shares of BMNR today, and that was before the ISM data came out. And now, and instead, I sold some cash secure puts to take that money and earn about 4% over this week with it, and so that money's locked up until next weekend. And now I just kind of wish that I bought those shares. But this is how it goes. At the same time, my risk appetite right now, I'm right at the limit for my risk appetite, and like me selling cash secured puts that are like deep, deep, deep in the money that I don't think will even get called is like a safe option for me to just like make a couple $100 this week, pretty much doing nothing. And if they do get called, I get 100 shares of a stock that I really like. This is not, I didn't sell options on BMNR. I did it on Iron. But anyways, really interested to see how this is going to play out. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think this is going to mark um, a wide expansion, or do you think that this is just some manufacturing expanding because of AI and chips and all this other stuff, but uh, you know we're still going to see a bear market for 2026 in crypto? Really interested to hear your take. See you guys in the next video.